I should be going.
Okay.
Can you hear us? Yeah. Alrighty, so it's been a minute since we've done this. I mean, I'm all fucking a little
rusty.
Yeah,
everybody's a different ethnicity now.
Yes.
I've got Asian eyes.
I'm black.
Yeah.
I could see it.
It's pretty nice.
It's weird because you're still Mexican, but you turned into a woman. So it's like we've all dropped down on the totem pole. But like,
so you're saying there's something wrong with black people?
I mean, not necessarily.
Yeah.
No. That's coming from you, not from me. Okay.
Hi, I'm Ginger-Shawn.
But yeah, so
yeah,
I mean,
it's been a while.
It has been a while. I think last podcast we recorded, we had Sean on as a guest.
Hey.
And after some talking with other Sean, Ginger-Shawn, who was originally going to be, the other, guy on the podcast with me, we kind of decided to go a different route, and now we're going to bring
we said,
Brown
listen,
Sean.
this guy don't know what the fuck he's talking about. This
Basically.
redhead guy, he's full of shit.
The thing is,
his voice is weird. He just comes across as soulless.
Micro penis was thrown in the mix a couple times.
I have too much information.
We know he's not
share.
gay, but and there's nothing wrong with that. But we know he's had dick in him,
or around his mouth.
Oh, it's been places, man.
I have too much information to show.
What?
I guess that's a dick that was in my mouth.
That was a dick in his mouth. Sean, take it out. Come on, bro. Be professional.
No, but yeah, I'm happy to be here. Happy to be a part of it now.
I'm not.
It's definitely not going to be successful. I can tell.
No, you're an asshole.
Working with you guys, it's just not. I mean, I'd probably be more successful starting a podcast with some homeless people.
That'd be a good idea.
I actually would listen to that.
I already listened to it because I already did.
Just the only thing is, if you do it with the homeless people, you obviously have to have your own place set up because they're not going to have the auxiliary.
Speaking of which, I had a crackhead come into while I was placing an order at a store today.
Right.
Crackhead came into, and I was on the phone with you.
Yeah.
And I was literally like, I'm like placing the order. I'm like, okay, I need this. She comes in. She's got scars all over her face, like, and the other half of her face is peeling, like the whole half is like skin removed.
So like Two-Face?
Basically.
Exactly like that.
So
and she comes up to me, frizzy hair, all fucked up and everything like that. Like, yeah, I don't have any chocolate milk, do you? And I was like, whoa, are you a prospector? Like, what the fuck? And
what accent is that?
And I was like, no. And she looks over, oh, you don't work here. Sorry about that. And she like walked over, and then she goes into the aisle, and she starts flipping the fuck out over no chocolate milk. And I was like, I was telling you, because you were like, what's going on over there? And I was like, dude, there's some fucking crack. And I walked away. I was like, there's a fucking crackhead? I'm not about to be like, hey, crackhead. I was like, I don't want to start no shit with her. So I was like, there's a fucking crackhead over here. And she's flipping out. So she's just like, where's the chocolate milk?
Oh, she was sad about it?
Meltdown. She had a meltdown. And then, like, she had to have a whole conversation with the fucking manager.
Was she in the right aisle?
Oh, I don't even know.
I mean, she's in the toilet, where the toilet paper's
definitely not where I've been. So I was like, I don't know. I don't even know where it is. But holy shit. That was, speaking of homeless people.
I don't have it, but I sent him a Snapchat. I was shopping today.
Yeah.
And, in the middle, right by the bathroom, there was a huge line of shit.
Dude,
on the ground at Publix. I'm talking about there was literally shit on the ground.
That's happened.
And an old man tripped and fell. I
on the
swear.
He tripped on the poop.
He slipped on the poop and fell. And there was a father with his kids, and he's like, "Are you right?" And he's like, "Yeah."
I'm just covered in shit and falling.
If I fell on shit, I would have took that to the highest court possible. I would have sued everyone.
Dude, my dad fell in a Publix when I was a kid, and he never sued. And I was like, what the fuck, dude? You should have done that.
Yeah, because then you didn't have to
totally their fault.
do a shitty podcast and try to make some money.
And sell your body for money.
Dude, when I was a kid, that's so weird, speaking of lawsuits. You know how the Publix bathrooms are set up now? Like how they have those really, like, the cracks in between the panels are really small.
Yeah.
It didn't used to be like that. What happened when I was a kid, a fucking guy came into the bathroom and he tried to, like, fuck around with me. Like, no shit. I just brought this whole thing down. I was taking a shit. I was in the bathroom. I was like 10.
That's when you're most vulnerable too. There's nothing you can do.
Dude, my dad was shopping. He was checking out. And he wouldn't pick up the phone. I'm frantically calling him. I'm terrified.
So what's
I don't know what to do.
Sticking his fingers
he was
in the
literally
hole, or
like,
just, watching
he was
you?
at the urinal, and he's fucking taking a piss. But he definitely stopped. There was no piss happening anymore,
Right.
and he just kept going, like, and the cracks were like, they used to be like this big. Like that fucking big, like
Right.
at least 1.5 to 2 inches in between like the panels for like the stalls.
Yeah.
So like,
You can just like easily.
I'm like freaking out because I can literally see his eye just looking right at me.
Dude, I want to hug you right now.
It's like the eye of Sauron or whatever the fuck that shit
Dude,
is.
we'll get to all my trauma eventually.
That explains a lot.
Now I can't even take a shit without people looking at me through holes. No, but anyways.
Do you think it's glory holes?
So basically, he was in there for a long time. No other person came in. And I was like, holy shit. I was terrified. I'm like, if something happens, I don't know what I'm going to do. My dad, of course, being a shithead.
I would have threw your poo at you. Like, what are you going to do?
I tried calling anyone I could on my fucking phone, dude.
No one would answer.
One person answered. It was like an ex-girlfriend of mine. And I was really young, though, too. So
you dated at like 10?
I had girlfriends, yeah.
I didn't have my first girlfriend until I was like 17.
Yeah, but you didn't start your period until like 18, so I mean,
but,
you're late.
But it was like friendship girlfriend, you know what I mean? Like,
alright, guys, it was nice seeing you.
But anyways, she was the only one that picked up because it was like her birthday, and I was supposed to be going to her birthday party.
Oh shit!
And but I couldn't say anything to her, like, "Hey, someone's trying to fucking rape me." Like,
I would have.
I was literally fucking freaking out. He then went from the urinal into the stall next to me, and pretended like he was using the stall. Because I knew he was at the urinal, like, jerking off or something, watching me. And then he eventually went from there, goes to the stall. I don't know what the fuck he's doing then, but I look at his feet, and he's wearing sandals with, like, a logo on it. So I remembered that logo.
Okay, I'm going to tell you something real quick. I haven't been on Twitter in years, but, like, the last thing I remember tweeting about was... You never trust a man that wears sandals or flip-flops into a public bathroom.
Oh, that's true.
Like, seriously.
Okay, as a person who... I wear sandals everywhere.
Wait, is that a serious thing?
No,
that's what, I don't know. That's
no.
That's fucking gross. I'll piss on your feet. That's the rest of my tweet.
This is what I say. Rule number 1, because I wear sandals everywhere. I hate wearing shoes. I love to be comfortable.
Right.
Rule number 1 to wearing sandals, you can't use a urinal if you wear sandals. Because you splash piss all over your feet. The first time I ever did it, I was like...
And you don't realize how much, like, you don't even see it.
You don't get it when you wear shoes, but you're actually pissing like all over your feet. You don't realize it, but you really are doing.
Well, Sean does. He's into that. Kind of stuff. He's just, like, pissing
you just don't even take your dick out. You just go into the bathroom and piss yourself. No, but anyway, so
I just piss on the wall. I don't care.
At one point, I see him. He crouches down. And he's got his hands on the floor of the bathroom, and he's looking under. And I'm like, dude, what the fuck? He eventually leaves. I wait a couple minutes because I'm scared. Maybe, like, I start thinking, like, what if he's waiting out there for me to come out and then grab me and pull me back in, like that. And so I waited.
You understood that at 10 years old?
Hell yeah, dude. I don't. No, bro. When you grow up in fucked up environments, you have to think like a person who's fucked up.
I didn't think until I was 19.
Yeah, I didn't have a thought. No, but so I walk out the store. I walk out the bathroom and I start looking around to try and find
his shoes.
Yeah, so I'm like looking for this guy and I'm crying and I'm like I go to the front of the store and I start standing and watching people leave the grocery store and I'm just watching and I don't know.
Fuck that.
And I was so frantic that I started misremembering what his shirt looked like.
I'm sure.
This looked like because it starts to really your memory starts to fuck around with you.
That's
the only thing I remembered was the shoes correctly, perfectly.
Do you still remember what kind of shoes it was?
Yeah.
What it was?
It was like some off-brand logo that was like called EA or ET, something like that. It was like silver.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
And like it was just some sandals, some shitty sandals. And anyways, I wound up finding my dad checking out. I was like, "Why didn't you pick up your fucking phone?" I'm crying and stuff like that. He's like, "What's wrong? What's going on with you?" He acted like nothing.
Yeah.
I sent him like fucking 10 calls that day. Fucking shithead. And then I tell him what happened, and then the fucking he's like tells the cashier, and the cashier's like, "Oh my god." The cashier gets the grocery
manager. Have any fucking cameras or something?
Yeah, so they get the manager. Then they call the cops. They bring us into the office.
Jesus.
And then I have to go and sit in there. I write a police report. And I'm like a kid, so my handwriting is shit. And my vocabulary is shit.
Some guy looks
totally
wearing shit shoes.
And like when you're frantic like that, the way you start remembering things is all in different order. So first I start listing things like that happened in the end or at the middle first. And then I'm like, oh, I just remembered something that happened at the beginning, and I put it all the way at the end. And I'm like, it's like
arrows,
all over the fucking
here,
place. And then they have me watching the cameras back. Like, we were there for like hours to try and find this guy.
Your dad's like, I fucking got ice cream, you piece of shit.
The best fucking part was that we eventually found the guy.
Oh, yeah?
He walked right past me as I was trying to watch people. I'm fucking crying. And he walked right past me out the exit. He went and he bought something. And the way that they got him was he paid with a fucking check like an idiot.
What a fucking
with his
piece
fucking
of shit.
name and everything.
They actually got him?
Well, here's what happened. So the cops go to his house. They send someone because I'm like, that's him. They send someone. And then they go, they question him, blah, blah, blah. They find out that it was him and everything like that. His story was that he thought I was somebody he knew. That was his fucking story.
Are you serious?
That was his fucking story.
Okay, so even if that's his fucking story, that's weird as fuck.
You don't fucking do that to anyone. And you can tell by my voice that I was a child.
Well, even that, I would say, did he say anything to you at all?
No.
If you know someone, if you knew someone that was in the fucking stall.
And he was in there for way too long to, like, if you think it's somebody, you would say, you
that's
know what I mean?
Saying. Like, if
it's someone you know well enough to just watch them while they take a shit, you'd have been like, hey, Tommy, or hey, Kyle.
I see your dick.
I remember that shit from anywhere.
So, you know what we would do? We'd get the paper towels and get them wet. And
yeah.
So, if I knew someone said that shit,
I still do that.
So he basically said that, and then they were like, would you like to press charges, blah, blah, blah. They were like, yeah. No. So Publix trespassed him, and it's the Publix right inside, like right there in Poinciana, like right where we live and stuff like that. We don't live there anymore. It's that one, yeah. Oh, is that pizza?
It could be.
It's the pizza. Looks like our pizza showed up.
Fuck this podcast.
Fuck this podcast. Fuck this ginger.
Want to just pause for a second, or you want to keep?
Alright, so we're done eating pizza, and we're going to go back to...
being serious.
Yes, about Sean getting almost raped.
Well, let's be clear. They fucked up the order. First of all...
We're kind of pissed off.
We ordered Papa John's. Thanks a lot, Papa John's. Yeah, we're throwing your name out. You're under the bus, you pieces of shit.
Domino's is sponsoring us now.
Yeah, next time we gotta go to Domino's and get some bread bowls. Fuck Papa John's. Are you kidding me?
Wait, what's a bread bowl?
What the fuck?
I would assume a bowl made of bread.
It is literally it's pasta, but they make it in this fucking delicious bowl of just bread. It's this thick ass fucking like...
It's the same thing as Panera bread.
Oh, dude, it's so
but that's soup, though.
It's so... next time you get Papa John's, just get a bread bowl. Trust me. Chicken Alfredo is my jam.
Oh, I love some chicken Alfredo.
I do like chicken Alfredo.
Definitely good. Because then you eat the bowl. It fills you up so much.
And then you eat the bread afterwards.
It's like eating a large pizza and then like a fucking medium pizza. Like you're so full afterwards.
Or you can order Papa John's and then just get the wrong pizza.
Yeah, exactly. Thanks a lot, you assholes. Like it's so hard to make buffalo chicken fucking pizza.
Apparently.
Shitheads.
I've been fucking super pissed. So Holly hasn't eaten at like Popeyes in forever.
I thought you were gonna say just hasn't eaten.
She
stopped it. She's on a strike, man.
Yeah, she
Until
said,
the fires in the Amazon get put out, she's not gonna fucking eat.
No, don't joke about that.
She's like fuck it if the baby gets milk.
Yeah, no, fuck that. But so we ordered Popeyes, and the last 3 times I just want spicy chicken tenders. It's not that hard, right?
Tried the sandwich yet?
No. Fuck.
Like, get the fuck out of here with this.
I just want the spicy chicken tenders.
Uh-huh.
It's not that like you get 2 options. You either get the original regular,
right,
which is not spicy, or spicy. We tell them every time spicy because that's my fucking jam.
Yeah.
Not once have I gotten spicy. Not fucking once. I don't know why. It's like it frustrates me more than anything.
I think at this point they know it's for you.
It's like, fuck this
and
brown
they're like,
piece of
this
shit.
fucking guy. He's
With
like, I've been saving the spicy. He's like, I've been saving the spicy tenders to take home after we get out. And this son of a bitch, what are you ordering? Like 70?
It's a big amount.
I remember I used to work for Auntie Anne's, the pretzel place.
Oh yeah.
And at the end of every shift, you get all the leftovers. So I used to bring home a shit ton of pretzels, like all kinds, like every single night. I gained so much weight from that job.
Well, yeah, it's just fucking bread. That's all. That's like the worst.
Yeah, but they have like
the cinnamon ones,
the ones,
mini hot dogs. Yeah, I know. We just had
the hot dog ones. Yeah.
Oh,
shit.
No, those little fucking.
They do.
No, those cinnamon ones are my fucking jam.
Speaking of which, let me finish my almost rape story.
Almost rape.
Oh yeah, we're talking about that.
Yeah.
What? He wants more attention? Fuck. What?
Basically, the cops came back. They said that they found the guy because of the check. Right. Obviously, it was like it didn't even take him like 20 minutes. He lived like right down the road. He lives in Poinciana. So Publix like trespassed him. He's not allowed to like shop. I guess just at that Publix though.
Yeah, but how can they know?
I know that I said the same thing.
How many people walk in every single day? I was a kid, and I was
just like, I was just like, that's bullshit. Like,
I'm sure maybe like the first month, like they'll have be like,
yeah, exactly.
Okay, dude,
be on the lookout for this guy.
They'll have pictures and stuff. Cause I've seen that shit like when I have to go when I used to have to.
Yeah, but it's not like a video game where like you walk into some place that you can't go anymore, and they're like,
whoa,
put a knife to your throat, like get the fuck out of here.
They got paid security just for that one Publix, and they're just looking for that one guy.
Can you imagine that they have a sign? They have like a poster of him, like wanted. Or no trespassing. They're like, oh wait, buy one get ones this week. Let's take down the poster and put down a flyer.
So they come, they tell us that they're like, do you want to press charges? Blah blah blah. Obviously, and the cop is like, we got him and we know it's him. And he was just like, you were right, son. He's like trying to comfort me. He's like, we saw the sandals. It's the sandals that you described, so it's definitely him. And I was like, okay, cool. Like,
good job, awesome. Kid. You almost got raped.
Yeah. I was like, great. Like, that's great. Like, they got him and everything like that. And my dad was like, yeah, we're definitely pressing charges. Blah blah blah. So, they also like they found him and they had his address on like a piece of paper because I guess they took a statement from him or some shit like that. My dad saw it and he like wrote it down secretly.
Oh shit!
And he was like, because he wanted to press charges and put him in prison. And we get a letter a couple weeks later from, like, the DA or assistant DA. And they were like, we're dropping the case. We don't think there's anything here. So there's a guy, like, right there, right where we, like, grew up and shit, who is, like, watching people go to the bathroom, little boys, maybe even little girls, could be touching kids, raping. Who knows what he has or hasn't done. But, like, I don't know, 10 years from now, if some shit comes out where someone's like, hey, there could have been a potential to stop this from happening, that's gonna go, it would all go back to that if it's that same fucking guy. And my dad was like, I've got his address, so, like, if this falls through, I'm gonna go fucking kill him. It was the only time, my dad is such a piece of shit, but it was the one time I was just like, yeah, I know my dad would fucking, like, as terrible and as fucked up as the things that he's put me through, I was like, I know if I'm ever in a situation like that, he would go all out. And I was like, that's appreciative. Doesn't make up for anything.
Instead of actually raising you right, he's like, you know, at least he'll kill someone for you. Instead of being a good
parent. Yeah. He's like, I could traumatize my son. I could fuck up his life. You can't.
Yeah, it's not on you, motherfucker. That's my job.
So, that was great. I don't know how we got to talking about this. It's really fucking weird.
I have no idea.
Yeah, why are we talking about rape on the podcast?
I'm surprised I never told you. I feel like most of my friends know this story.
No, you've never told me that. I've known you for how many years now?
Well, he doesn't like you.
10 years? I don't know.
No.
It has to be. Right?
So I met you when I was 16. I met you.
16? I don't know.
No, so that'd be 7 years.
Okay, so...
No. I'm terrible in math. 8 years.
8 years? Yeah, the better part of a decade.
Almost 10, yeah. It's close enough. Fuck it.
Mm-hmm.
You never told me that story.
Dude, I've got tons of almost rape stuff. No, I'm just kidding.
I've
got a lot of trauma stories. I got a lot of fucked up shit in my life I could tell you. We can talk about my juvie shit. We could talk about getting arrested.
I think I said Jew, so...
I got arrested in front of an ex once. All kinds of shit.
You never told me that.
Oh my god, dude. I got arrested in front of, like, our friend's birthday party at his family's house in front of my ex-girlfriend. Me and my best friend, so CJ. We both got arrested in front of his house at his birthday party. His family saw. And they like were like, okay, we can't let you associate with this kid. The cop was so cool, though. When I told him it was my ex, he was like, you want to fight a little bit? No, straight up the coolest cop I ever fucking met, dude. He was awesome. He was like a little older white dude, and he was just like he was being really cool with us. And he was just like, you know, we got to do this. You got warrants because some shit that we did, like juvenile shit. And he basically was just like, you know, I'm sorry everybody's watching. And I'm just like, it's cool, I guess. You know, my ex is watching me get arrested. And he's like, oh, which one? And I point around and he's like, no, okay. And he's like, it's pretty good. Because, like, I'm, like, not that good looking. But I was like, I was doing pretty well for myself.
You are.
Yeah. This is
we can both testify to that.
If we had to label this room based on numbers.
Like, have you ever shaved your pubes in the shower while showering and all the collective pube hair just gets stuck in the drain? That's kind of what your face looks like. That's what I remind you of every time I see you.
Nah, I'm hairless, man. No. That's how I get this beard, man. It's all just my pubes. I just glue it on, bro.
That's the way to do it.
So, yeah, that was a cool ass fucker, but I guess we can... I don't know how we even got onto talking about that shit.
I don't know. I mean, since we're on, like, the subjects of fucked up things and all
let's go for it. I had a thing that I wanted to say to you because we don't know each other that well.
Right,
I mean, like, we've gotten to know each other over the course
I'm the middle
of, like,
man.
This
pretty much,
yeah. But, like, you guys know each other, and then I got involved in this. But I was thinking, and this, I feel like this rings true for any strong relationship. It's built on your mutual understanding of each other's trauma.
Oh,
and
yeah,
bullshit.
definitely.
Like, you can't be real friends with somebody unless, you know the shit that they've gone through. So I was going to say to you...
Like, our fathers.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
how we built
like,
our relationship.
Yeah, exactly. Like, we started as friends, but when we became, like, best friends was, like, really, like, going through, like, the shit that we had to deal with.
Right.
But, like, I hope that one day... you, like, I don't know, like, drop maybe, like, a crate or, like, just crush your baby.
Just
and,
something
like,
terrible.
We can, like, totally bond over that. And I'm hopeful for that day to come.
No, the thing is, like, my childhood was pretty fucked up, so we got some really good stories.
Dude, I've got so much shit we can go over.
I'm just looking at some of these topics.
Let's hear a story from you.
Well, we do have our topics that we wanted to get into.
I'll say, since we're on, like, fucked up topics thing, I have one. So... This is just a random question. So, what is the worst thing or most immoral thing that you like, in your opinion? What is that? What would that be?
Fuck. Probably.
Wait, the most fucked up thing?
Like the most like fucked up thing you could think of that you could do to someone, or like the most immoral thing, like that. Like in your opinion, like what would that be?
I feel like rape is pretty high up there. It's so traumatizing. But, like, okay, how about this? It's got to be a combination of all things. Every crime that you could commit, it has to be a combination. So, you either do it to one person or you do it to the people they love. And so you're either like, I chop off your hand. I eat half of it. I make you eat the other half of it.
Like human centipede shit.
I take a couple of fingers, I shove them up your ass, I rape you with your own fingers, cut your dick off, shove it in your mouth.
Okay, but that's not one thing. That's how many things.
Like, if it's the most immoral thing
okay,
I
love how topic-wise.
Like one, like, actual... I love how he's so, like, easily specific.
Shit.
He's like...
Get away from me. Don't stand near me.
You're like, don't touch me, you fucking psycho.
Jesus Christ.
On that note, I'm going to go take a piss, but I mean, I'm
eyes.
going to go jerk off because I just got really hard.
I'll be real quick, so you'll be back in like 2 seconds.
Yeah.
So... Alright, no.
Okay, give me
so
yours.
yeah, think of that, like, so not like specific, like, I'm gonna, like, you have like a fucking whole rape scenario pulled out.
I get a dog, right? Okay, give me yours. Let's hear it.
I mean, for me, I feel like rape is pretty up there.
It's definitely...
Because think about this.
Top 5 things you could do to a person, rape is definitely on there.
Think about this. You rape someone in front of their family, and the family is just watching, and they can't do anything about it. Like, maybe they have, like, a gun to their head.
Or you rape someone's family, and you have that person watch.
The whole family, the dog, too. Like, it's just,
look at it! You've got
the cat's just staring at you. Like, I think
like
rape is up
someone's
there.
like an orphan, they have no friends, no family, they just have pets, so you have to rape their pets.
Well, that would be bestiality. That'd be something different.
That's gotta be one of the top 5 things, too.
Why are we joking about
definitely
this?
One of
Let's not joke about this.
You're like, dude, if we joke, it might happen.
No.
Oh my god, it's like that.
Rape
it's like
is up
that
there,
fucking bullshit. What was that thing we were talking about earlier? It was like, you can't watch scary movies because you're like inviting evil spirits into your...
Oh yeah. I can't watch scary movies because I'm inviting spirits into the house.
And I had an experience like that, and I told you about it.
Evil spirits?
No, I don't believe in that bullshit. So, dude, I was just about to tell him, because we were talking about the whole, scenario that you were coming up with, and then he was saying, like, I don't want to talk about this or that, because, like, he basically was like, I don't want to talk about it. And I was like, oh, why? Like, it's going to fucking happen or something? And it comes back to what we were talking about earlier on the phone today, was he was telling me this whole thing about, like...
Yeah, you can say it's fine.
Somebody said to him, somebody said to him, I'm not going to say who, but they were like, you shouldn't watch scary movies. I don't want you to watch scary movies because, like, it could invite evil spirits into your house. And it's such a retarded mentality.
So they grew up with that mentality, saying that anything evil, like if you watch, like, so you put on Netflix, scary movies on, you put it on, those evil spirits in general, because obviously if you watch fucking Pennywise from It, Pennywise isn't going to come out of the closet.
Well, with that mentality, why not just watch a bunch of fucking crazy movies that like about getting money?
That's what I was saying.
Like,
I said the same thing.
That's why I don't understand.
I was like, if I watch an action movie, am I inviting guns into my house? Like, I don't understand the mentality.
Rock just gonna fucking come busting through my sliding window? Yeah.
It's just
but
fiction.
Because they're so Christian based. Like, there's different levels of what you grow up with.
If inviting fiction into my house will make it come true, then God would be real, because I've had Bibles in my home before. No.
That's my favorite sci-fi book.
Bible.
The Book of Scientology. No, but...
Passion of the Christ, best sci-fi movie I've ever seen.
So I told him this story about that situation happened to me when I was a kid.
Right.
I was friends with this person. We were watching scary movies. His mom was not a fan of it. She was Jehovah's Witness.
So I'm trying to fucking sit this guy.
And she basically barged in on us and freaked out over us watching a scary movie. I don't even remember what it was, but she basically flipped out, came back with like a rosary, and started chanting. And she was like, in the name of Jehovah. And she was like, it was in like Spanish too. And then she was like, she told him, she was like, do it. And then he's like, in the name of Jehovah. And then she was like, she went to me and she was like, you do it too.
Like,
and I was like,
bust out laughing.
No. And he was like, dude, just fucking do it. I was like, she could kick me the fuck out. I was like, I will walk home, man.
Fuck that.
I don't need this bullshit. I was like, what? Just because I want to watch a fucking movie? God.
I want this to be on air. Sean is probably the biggest atheist I've ever met in my entire life. 100%. I have never met someone that does not believe in God as much as him.
Dude,
and he's my best friend.
But I get along with, like, some of my best friends are either, like, hardcore just atheists, or super religious.
Right.
Or just religious. But, like, none of us, like, our friend group is pretty much that way, you know what I mean?
Who's
like,
super religious?
Jesse.
Besides Jesse.
Mm.
No, that's it. Just Jesse.
That's true.
Exactly.
I mean, we used to have more friends and stuff like that in high school.
Now we have like 2 friends each.
Yeah, you got like a couple friends. But at
That's
this
all
point,
you
it's like religious people, some agnostic people, and atheist people. But we never like have fights about it or issues or anything like that. I mean, I've gotten into a couple of arguments with his dad over it.
Right.
That's about it.
No, that's
as long as you can be understanding.
What exactly are you? Like, do you define it?
Mexican? Mexican American?
That's a weird religion.
I identify as.
Oh, you're talking about religion-wise? I mean, I'm not religious. I don't really believe in it at all.
I'm non-binary.
But I'm not. Like, I don't know. I'm not. I don't really identify like as anything. I'm just. I think there might.
Just a fucking piece of shit.
Yeah, just a piece of shit. I'm just working. That's all I do.
I'm just worthless.
So you don't like
piece of shit. No, I mean, I think that there's definitely
something.
There's something out there, but what like Christianity or Catholic whatever the Catholicism, all that stuff. Like no, well, it's too much for me.
This is the way I always say to people. I'm like, I'm atheist and I 100% like don't believe in God, but there's just no way of knowing.
Yeah.
So I don't think there's any real like 100% like to the purest amount atheist or someone who 100% knows there's a God.
Oh yeah.
Because there's just no way of knowing.
You'd be lying if you
so
said
when anyone ever says either of those things to me, I'm like, I get where you're coming from, but it's just not accurate.
I was saying that's how I feel like with me. Like it's just my like. And then I think some of the certain things are like I'm like okay, I can kind of see that.
Exactly.
Like, overall, so, like my opinion now.
For me, it's always just like, there could be a God. Mm-hmm. But there's just as much likelihood that there isn't. And in fact, I'd say there might be even more likelihood that there isn't. But if there is, this is the way I look at it. Mm-hmm. All of these fucking religions that people pray to and believe are real are just made up by man. If there's God, it has nothing to do with any of these religions. Mm-hmm. Not a single one of them.
No, for sure. And then another thing, I was actually talking to my brother Daniel about this because I had like a funny idea, just like a random high person
like
idea.
Set a church on fire.
Yes. So like,
dude, I had this crazy idea.
I was telling him, I was like, it's crazy. Like, okay, so just a story from your childhood, right? Yeah. You tell it now. It's a little different. It's a little fuzzy. You don't remember all the details. Yeah. So now you have like social media where you can actually like go back and see your memories and shit.
Dude, that Predator story I told you, I was the one who was going after him.
Oh yeah. No,
I got it wrong.
But so you can go back and see this shit back like in the way when the Bible was fucking coming around and shit, and people were writing these stories. Like the only people that could read and write were like the priest, so they're gonna write exactly what the fuck they want to write. But I was making a joke with them. I was like, how funny would it be if the person that's like writing up the Bible and shit turns it in for the final copy, and the guy reads it. He's like, no, it's really good, but just the ending. We need something better. Yeah. And it's like, that's where the fucking Jesus Christ gets resurrected. He's like, M. Night Shyamalan twist. We got this motherfucker comes back to the...
Since I believe in conspiracy theories,
how
about this? How about
that?
I think this truly happened.
Jesus was an alien.
Danny DeVito wrote the Bible.
Alex Jones wrote the Bible.
Alex Jones is the god.
I'm kind of retarded.
I've heard more crazy things. I'll go with that.
No, yeah.
Here.
What?
To both of you. Julian first, you, and then me.
You're going to give us a kiss, aren't you? Like each.
What is the craziest conspiracy theory you've ever heard?
Let me call my dad real quick, and he'll tell us a couple.
Your dad has the best theories known to mankind. Dude. Let's just say so I have Sean's dad on Facebook.
Right.
Every single day, I shit you not, every single day,